In the heart of Liverpool, on Stanley Street, sits a bronze figure hunched on a stone bench, shopping bag at her side, face turned downward. This is Eleanor Rigby, immortalised not just in song, but in sculpture. Unveiled on the 3rd of December 1982, the statue was designed and donated by Tommy Steele, Britain's first rock and roll idol, as a tribute to the Beatles. But this quiet monument is more than a fan's gesture. It is a symbolic convergence of British pop music. Steele's donation of the Eleanor Rigby statue was made while he was performing in Liverpool in 1981. He offered to create it for a symbolic fee of threepence, or 3 pence, referencing his West End success in half a sixpence. The statue was sculptured by Tom Murphy, and the plaque reads, "Eleanor Rigby, All the Lonely People," a tribute to the Beatles. Tommy Steele, born Thomas Hicks, was Britain's first teen idol, discovered by Larry Parnes, and launched into fame with Rock with the Caveman in 1956. His brother, Colin Hicks, would later record under the direction of Kim Drake, an alias used by Bill Shepherd, the studio arranger and emotional architect behind many early pop recording. The name Kim Drake appears on directional credits for Colin Hicks and his Cabin Boys, notably on Wild Eyes and Tender Lips, recorded in 1958, which featured backing vocals by the Beryl Stott Group. Drake was in fact Bill Shepherd, a master arranger whose work spanned orchestral pop, Mediterranean choral textures, and studio vocal ensembles. Shepherd's early ensemble, the Coronets, included both Mike Samms and Beryl Stott, who would go on to form their own influential vocal groups. The Mike Samms singers contributed surreal and lush harmonies to Beatles tracks like I Am the Walrus and Good Night, under George Martin's direction. Their style, tight harmonies, emotional shading and studio discipline, was seeded in Shepherd's early work. The Eleanor Rigby statue, with its quiet dignity and emotional gravity, echoes the very textures Shepherd helped to shape. Jimmy Nicol, drummer for Colin Hicks, was thrust into Beatles history in June 1964, when Ringo Starr fell ill. Nicol played 8 shows across Europe and Asia, then disappeared from public life. His brief Beatlehood and subsequent vanishing act mirror the transient fame of studio figures like Bill Shepherd, visible for a moment, then gone. Nicol's connection to Georgie fame and the Flamingo Club places him in the same sonic ecosystem that the Beatles absorbed during their Hamburg and Cavern Club years. Fame's blend of jazz, R&B and ska influenced the Beatles' early sound, and the Flamingo was a crucible for the musical cross-pollination that defined the Merseybeat explosion. Larry Parnes, impresario of Britain's first pop wave, auditioned the Silver Beatles, the name adopted by the Beatles in their early years, in 1960 to back Johnny Gentle on a Scottish tour. Though they played the tour, Parnes declined to sign them. He preferred polished performers like Tommy Steele, Marty Wilde, and Billy Fury, artists whose sound was often shaped by studio hands like Bill Shepherd. Brian Epstein, who managed Billy Fury through NEMS Enterprises, would later discover the Beatles and apply lessons learned from Fury's career to launch them into global stardom. Fury's emotional vulnerability and orchestrated ballads were precursors to the Beatles' own explorations of loneliness and loss, most poignantly in Eleanor Rigby. The song Eleanor Rigby, released in 1966 on Revolver, marked a radical departure from pop convention. With a double-string quartet arranged by George Martin and lyrics that explored isolation and death, it was a sonic monument to Britain's post-war emotional landscape. McCartney's inspiration came from an old woman he used to visit, and possibly from a gravestone in St. Peter's Church, Walton, where he first met John Lennon. The statue, installed decades later, is more than a tribute. It's a physical embodiment of the emotional scaffolding behind the Beatles' work. It sits not in a churchyard, but in the city's commercial heart, surrounded by the ghosts of pop's past. Tommy Steele's role in its creation is a symbolic act of stewardship, passing the torch from Britain's first pop idol to its most mythic band. The statue's location on Stanley Street adds another layer of resonance. The street, once known as New Street in the 18th century, is believed to be named after the Stanley family, the Earls of Derby, one of Liverpool's most prominent aristocratic lineages. This connects the site not only to civic history, but John Lennon's maternal ancestry. His mother, Julia, carried the Stanley name, linking Lennon symbolically to the very street where Eleanor Rigby sits. From Bill Shepherd's studio arrangements to Mike Sam's choral surrealism, from Jimmy Nichols' fleeting Beatlehood to Tommy Steele's sculptural tribute, the Eleanor Rigby statue is a nexus. It ties together the emotional grammar of British pop, the studio ghosts who shaped its sound, and the symbolic cast who carried its torch. If you liked this video and others on the channel, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Many thanks for watching,